So we are really excited for you guys to be here today. We did it yesterday, and we just love giving this information to all of our patients. Everybody that's here yesterday was so excited. We had about 3 or 4 people that stuck around just talking about the information because they just absolutely loved it. So we just did 3.5 years of intense school, so we're like full to the brim to give you guys all this information. But we're just going to give you some of our favorite stuff. So I'm going to have Dr. Casen is going to demonstrate a little bit of an exercise while I talk about what proprioception is. So you guys are going to say, proprio what? Okay, so proprioception has a lot to do with your balance. So balance is everything. So when you see people, it's spring, summertime, people are becoming more active. But, you know, you'll hear people talking about, well, I rolled my ankle, or I sprained my ankle, or, you know, you're getting not younger in age, but a little older, balance becomes a big deal, and it's really important to do proprioception. So you say, what is proprioception? So your brain knows where everything's at in your body. So in your joints, every single joint, there's nerve endings called proprioceptors. It lets your brain know where your body parts are. So you can do certain type of exercise called proprioceptive exercises, which I'm going to have Dr. Casen show.
So has anyone ever seen these, the TheraBands? So we use these almost every day. For example, I was doing this when I was brushing my teeth this morning because it's really, really easy to do. All you do is you just stand on it and you just try to balance. And the more advanced people, you can shut your eyes, but I wouldn't advise that in the beginning because really it might look easy, but then as soon as you shut your eyes, it just takes away that element. But even just balancing one leg for 30 seconds even, and then just doing the other leg, you can also do different things like bringing your leg forward. And if you really want to get into it, you could even do lunges and do resistance while you're doing the lunges. Some people do push-ups on these. But these really help your whole core, strengthening the ligaments in your ankles, and also it helps with your knees, your hips, everything's connected to your spine. So that would really help, especially our balance. Some people say they're just born clumsy, but there is a way to help with that, and that's proprioception. And I'm going to pass these around for you. You can actually just feel them. They're just basically like foam.
So some of the benefits of proprioceptive exercises are going to be, you know, like if you ever have a headache, decrease headaches, increase ability to have deeper breaths, because just like your chiropractic care in this office, we're really focusing on improving your posture as well, and that is improved through proprioceptive exercises. So it's really, really important, and we would love for you guys to incorporate that into what you guys do on a daily basis. So one of the other things when you're exercising it's important to do is investigate your shoes. I'm going to have Dr. Casen talk to you a little bit about why shoes are important when you're exercising.
We read an article and it said that you should rotate your shoes every 500 miles, and that's walking or running. Because if you're wearing down the shoes, that actually throws off your mechanics. So the things that you want to really look for in your shoe are, first, just look at the wear patterns in the shoes. If you look at the back here, a lot of patients, they come in and one side, especially the inside of their shoe, is all worn down and they don't even know it. So really, they're walking down the street like this, you know, with one in and one out, so they're like this, walking around. And also you want to look at the midsole, so inside, just making sure that that's not worn. Another way to tell is if you're getting shin splints, or you're having problems with your feet, your knees, your hips, that's a good time to throw out your shoes. But they say you should actually rotate your shoes. So if you have 2 pairs, you can walk in them or jog in them, but rotate them out. And they say that you shouldn't wear your shoes around the house or for other things except exercising. That's really important because if your feet are misaligned, that throws off your pelvis. So I know that Dr. Anthony really likes the Solomon shoes. They don't have laces or anything on them, so you don't have to worry about that. And then you just kind of tuck them in your shoes. But you really want to invest in a high-quality brand shoe.
I was a big proponent of Asics, and I still recommend Asics to anybody that are going to be...
What is Asics?
Asics is a brand of shoe. For like a walking shoe, I would recommend Asics. But until I discovered these shoes, these are really important for just proper walking, having a good shoe. It's worth the money to spend on a good shoe because of how it's designed. There's a special soles in these ones called ortho lights that really help dissipate the force. because what ends up happening after a lifetime of walking and exercise, your joints start really feeling the pain. So having a proper shoe, like this brand, is really important. It's called Solomon.
We'll pass it around.
Or Solomon, Salomon. So I highly recommend looking into a brand like Solomon or Asics for your shoes. Yeah.
And where did you buy them?
I bought those in
Here,
Atlanta,
pass it around if you
Georgia.
just kind of want to look at it. Doesn't matter how dirty they are. We just are looking for the wear pattern of them. So you really want to make sure you have a proper arch support in them for you.
Maybe we'll be able to find them at Dick's, but more than likely you'd have to go to an outfitter type of store, like a backpacking store. They'll be more likely to have that brand. Or I know that they have them all over the internet, but you could go to something like Zappos.com where you have free shipping and free returns.
Has anyone ever seen? Oh, you have another question?
So would that be good, like something to wear as a teacher, like every day, or you just say exercise?
For sure, exercise. But you want to, as a teacher, you want to make sure that you have good, comfortable
Proper
shoes.
footwear.
So,
Has anyone ever seen these shoes before? So these are called 5-finger shoes. These are my favorite shoes. They look like water shoes. They're really light, but it actually mimics walking on sand. So you actually feel like you're barefoot. And the benefit of this is actually you help to strengthen your intrinsic foot muscles, which a lot of people don't do that, and that's why they have flat arches. So you can wear these. I like to wear these walking and hiking, but I've noticed a huge difference in my ankles. My right ankle used to be really weak, and I would notice hiking and walking, sometimes it would rotate or just kind of like roll my ankle. And by using the TheraBand and with these shoes, I've noticed that my feet feel a lot stronger and I have a lot more stability in my ankles. But you can even wear these. People wear these in the water too. They've started making all kinds of things for specific, like biking, swimming, walking. They make even ones with like thicker soles and things like that. But I absolutely love them. They look a little silly, but they work.
what was your question, Joyce?
Are you saying it's good to walk on sand?
It's very good to walk on sand,
I love it.
barefoot.
Yep.
And the brand is Vibrant?
Vibram.
Vibram.
But the thing about these shoes is you want to make sure, if you do want to get a pair, you want to make sure you go and you try them on. Because it might be too snug on your foot.
For sure,
depending on the sizes.
They have them. I haven't been to too many stores around here since I've been back from Atlanta, but there's a Outfitters in Lakewood, I think on Detroit, not far from where the Melt's at in Detroit, that has the Vibram and the Solomon shoes. I can't remember what the name of it is, but I hope that helps.
Do you know how much they run?
Those shoes, probably anywhere. It depends if you get it. You could get a pair on sale for $50, but the probably $50 to $90, and the Solomons are probably $80 to $140. One quick thing I wanted to say about this is I sprained my ankles really bad in undergrad, and by doing proprioceptive exercises given to me by a sports chiropractor, I no longer have ankle issues. I can play any sport that I wanted to. I was always just not wanting to be doing sports like I used to, but since I was able to do those proprioceptive exercises, it really made a difference in being able to exercise. So don't ever make the excuse that it hurts or you can't do it, because you can.
Another thing we want to talk about is you've probably seen people walking with their water bottles, or even people walk with weights or their iPods. But what happens when you're running, especially if you're holding onto something heavy, you're favoring that side. So really, their whole, say, right side is strong, but the left side might be weak. So I know something that we love to do is the camelbacks. So it's actually straps to your back like a little backpack, and you put water in here. We put water and ice in here, and you kind of just strap it on your back so that you don't have to favor one side or the other. And it really helps with biking and walking. You don't have to worry about hanging on to anything.
That's inside here, and the tube comes around so that you can just take a sip. Because, like she said, it really throws off your mechanics, because those people think that the couple $1 water bottle or their iPod there don't want to let it go. It makes a big difference. So that's why that, and not only that, I don't know if any of you guys like to ride your bikes or whatever. One of the things that's important with bike riding is making sure that your bike seat is at the proper height. So you see little kids riding on a bike that's too small for them and their legs are doing this. It's not good. When you're riding on your bike, you want to get full, what we call leg extension. when you're riding the bike, because that's just really important. If you're not doing that, you could be causing some damage to your legs and to your spine, which is really important to us. And then one more thing with lifting, if you're doing some spring cleaning, I want to show you guys the proper way to lift. So don't be doing this at home, none of this. If you're going to do any sort of lifting, bend at the knees and then lift straight up, because over time...
Probably couldn't get back up though.
Right, well it's really important to do that, because if you do a lifetime of this, or just doing boxes and not bending at your knees, it's really going to aggravate your low back. So let's see, we're going to talk a little bit about water. I'm going to grab a water bottle. If you want to start talking, just so
Okay. So a lot of people, with the BPA and everything, you've probably heard of the BPA and the water bottles. You know what BPA? It's actually, it mimics hormones. And a lot of times your water bottles, due to the plastic, it leaches into your water.
Okay.
And what that does to your body is it increases estrogen. Especially being women, you don't want an increase in estrogen in your body, even males either, but that can tend to cause a lot of different health challenges, especially with pregnant women. And there's a lot of research on just damage to the organs and everything like that. But I know the best type of water bottles to get that are plastic are the ones that aren't
3 and 7 are not good. If it has a little triangle and it says a 3 in there or a 7, you don't want to drink from it, because it has BPA in it. So if you're going to be using a water bottle, I recommend this brand or any other brand that says BPA free.
They do make a lot of plastic bottles now that say BPA free.
Because that's really important, or using glass. So Dr. Case and myself, we got rid of any sort of plastic Tupperware that we had.
We always use glass.
We always use glass.
Especially in the summertime and the springtime, I was reading that due to the heat, that increases just everything going into your water. And especially you don't want to be drinking the tap water, because the tap water has already been through 6 toilets.
What about the plastic? What did you just say?
Tap water's been through 6 toilets. And we spoke to someone who actually went to the water plant and how many medications are in it. And Dr. Anthony is going to tell you some statistics about what other things are found in tap water. So you always want to make sure you're drinking filtered water, but I know that reverse osmosis water is the best, but...
I get it from the mustard seed, but I get it in the gallon jugs, but they're plastic.
I used to do that, yeah.
Glass?
I can't pick up the glass.
The
You
glass
could see
one.
if somebody could help you maybe with the glass one. Do they have a smaller glass container? Okay, well...
Definitely drinking that water is better than the tap water.
What you could do is you could get it, bring it home, and then put it in a glass container, so that if it's
not
sitting.
sitting. But I get 6 to 8 at a time.
You can
Where
always
does-
you can look at your plastic too to see what kind of plastic it is.
And what number should I?
So you
You want to stay away from 3
3
and 7. So that's really important. So
The
we
water.
were doing some research on the water, and an independent environmental group did some testing on your average bottled water, and they said that 40% is just tap water.
Yeah.
And then in that, they found on average 38 different contaminants in bottled water, including Tylenol, caffeine, arsenic, bacteria, and fluoride. So just make sure that if you go to like Mercola's website, he has some really good water sources to look for. If you just type in water in his website,
Mercola is
Mercola,
Can you spell it?
MERCOLA. So one of the other reasons why we're so passionate about this time of the year is because of the exercise. And if you aren't exercising, this is a great time to start doing a little bit. We were talking a little bit yesterday that sometimes people are like, well, exercise, I see all these people that are running miles and biking and doing all that. Just start by doing something, if it's a walk around the block, and then work on increasing that every day. But Harvard medical researcher John Rattay gave us 5 things to benefit from exercise. It reverses the bad effects of stress. It stops depression. It improves your learning process. It builds self-esteem, improves body image, and leaves you feeling euphoric. So if that doesn't make you want to exercise, I don't know what you guys are waiting for, but I'm going to go home and ride my bike as soon as I get home. So.
I know also, you can get the Gatorade in the sports drinks. So a lot of people, after you exercise, you want to make sure that you're getting enough fluids in you. Water is the best thing, but a lot of people are drinking sports drinks and sodas like this. Do you know how much sugar is in one Gatorade? So in just in this one, it says that there is 6 grams or 12 grams. So this is a lot of sugar. There's as much sugar in a Gatorade as there is in a soda. And this amount of sugar is only in an 8-ounce soda. So what we're suggesting for a better option is coconut water. Coconut water is low in fat, low in cholesterol. It's actually not a fruit. It comes from a nut. And it has the 5 essential electrolytes actually that your body needs for muscle and your nervous system. So it's a perfect substitute for the sports drinks.
Yeah, so coconut water is really good. Let's see, I'm going to talk briefly about this. This is a research article that just came out about 2 months ago. I have the privilege, and Dr. Casen have the privilege of knowing all 3 of the authors of this study, including one of our dear friends in New Jersey who's the study took place at, and 2 of our friends from school that are now in practice in Florida. This is one of the largest chiropractic research studies that were ever done, and it showed that patients getting specific chiropractic care showed some sort of improvement in 100% of the patients that come through the door, and is measured through x-rays and different function forms that they have coming through the office. So, and it even goes into more depth talking about, I believe it's 56% had a change from their curve being in what we call the reverse or kyphotic position to the lordotic position just by undergoing specific chiropractic care. So that's what we're working on incorporating in the office. And the reason why it's important for us to tell you guys about some of this stuff is this is the things that we do on a daily basis with our exercise and our habits. So if you guys don't get this information from us, we don't want you to get it from the lamestream media. So we thank you guys for coming. We have a couple of surprises. 1 or 2 things I want to tell you first. If you have Facebook, like us on Facebook. If whoever goes onto Facebook and talks about their experience that they had here tonight first on Facebook is going to get a book of their choice on the North Coast Chiropractic Facebook page. And then you can also like us and tell your friends about your sticker story, because we've been doing the promo that this month for whoever gets the most likes on their sticker story.
They win the red basket up there.
Win the red basket.
Good goodies in there.
So then I think Dr. Casen is going to tell you about our final surprise.
Okay.